our top focus story. It's been a high-octane campaign, perhaps the most hard-fought election in Delhi so far, and it will come to a close in about 7 hours from now at 6 p.m. this evening. All 70 BJP, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress candidates will all be spending the day in their respective constituencies. There are, remember, 70 constituencies that we're talking about, over 300 candidates. The BJP is eyeing a return to power after 16 years, and the party president Amit Shah, who has personally been in charge of the campaign, has instructed each of the 120 leaders to cover the 70 constituencies between them. Each of the party candidates have also been instructed to stay in their respective constituencies from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. The Aam Aadmi Party's campaign has been all about class, focusing on slums, regularization of colonies, power and water supply, access to education. The BJP has in turn launched an exhaustive, scathing campaign on Arvind Kejriwal and is banking heavily on the Modi factor.
40 घंटे बचे हैं। अब हमें सोना नहीं है, खाना नहीं है, पीना नहीं है। देश के लिए हम लोगों को खूब मेहनत करनी है। दिल्ली की जनता फिर से जीतेगी और जैसे पिछली बार जीती थी और इस बार भी फिर से सच्चाई की जीत होगी।
लगातार बीजेपी हमला कर रही है, उस पर क्या कहेंगे?
बीजेपी का धर्म है हमला करना।
डाटा गया मैम
मैं हारने नहीं आई, मैं जीतने आई हूँ। मुझे कोई लाया है जिताने के लिए, शहर की सेवा के लिए, अर्पण, अपने आप को अर्पण करने आई हूँ। जीतने आई हूँ और जीत के होएगा।
And my colleague Maha Siddiqui now joins me live from the national capital. Maha, in about 7 hours from now, it's going to be a close on what's been a very high-octane campaign. All leaders are going to be in their respective constituencies. We can expect to see a lot of padyatras, road shows, public meetings. Take us through, what really is the sense on the streets of the national capital today.
Well, massive campaigning efforts on the last day itself, Rishika, as you are pointing out over there. Each and every candidate is out on the streets today for the last time, wooing the voter and urging him or her to vote in favor of them. In fact, the latest that we are hearing is that Amit Shah had a meeting this morning in Delhi Cant, a suburb which he is not going to be attending. And on the other side, we were also hearing that there was a rally of Rahul Gandhi's which has also been cancelled. So apart from some of these high-profile cancellations, the candidates themselves are out on the streets today wooing the voters. Let me tell you, the BJP strategy has been two-pronged. Apart from attacking Arvind Kejriwal, perhaps not by naming him, but his party on the issue of funds and other issues as well. There has been a concerted effort by the BJP to work on the ground level itself. Their Panna Pracharaks have been out and about. They have been making personal contact with the voters, urging them to vote for the party.
Right. Also, Maha, news just coming in that Arun Jaitley will in fact be addressing a public meeting at 11 Ashoka Road today. I'd just like to bring you in on the fact that the BJP has, in the run-up to the Delhi polls, pulled out all its big guns. All the BJP heavyweights have been out in full force campaigning on the streets of the Delhi, clearly pointing out in a certain sense to the rather lackluster campaign that the local BJP Delhi unit has carried out.
Yes, in fact, Rishika, that has been the case. In fact, Benny also pointed out the fact that they had to get Kiran Bedi to be their chief ministerial candidate, in a sense reflected upon the fact that the Delhi BJP, the local unit, did not have charismatic leaders who could have taken on the might of perhaps a newcomer like Arvind Kejriwal, but somebody who has made a mark in politics for himself. At least that's what the BJP's perception has been, and that's why we have seen the BJP's big leaders coming out in full strength. Rishika, I'm sure you'll be finding it difficult to hear me at the moment because there's this huge campaign rally of the BJP that's going around at the moment in auto rickshaws. This is Nupur Sharma who will be contesting against Arvind Kejriwal from the New Delhi constituency. It is her election campaign rally, rather, that's all going in autos in Delhi at the moment. All the streets colourfully spread out in a way where you know, the candidates are urging voters not to vote for the other side but vote for them.
Right.
Rishika, also let me point out the idea of the big leaders coming out in full strength was to give us sort of support to the local unit of the BJP, and really we have seen big leaders like Arun Jaitley also taking on Arvind Kejriwal, specifically on the issue of funding. In fact, yesterday there was also an article by him in which he had questioned Arvind Kejriwal. Had he been an IRS officer, still how would he have dealt with a file on his table about the alleged dubious funding of a political party? So really, they have been trying to corner Arvind Kejriwal.
Well, it's an interesting battle because it is not only being fought in the streets of Delhi, but there's also been an intensive word war. There have been allegations and counter allegations flying thick and fast, but today really is the fight to the finish line. In about 7 hours from now, it's going to be curtains on what's been a very high octane campaign. Headlines today, reporters fanned out across the city are going to get us a sense of what really is happening on the streets of Delhi. Maha Siddiqui, thanks so much for joining us with that update.